think it's working.
Okay.
We're live. All right. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What's Going On. I apologize for being a little late. We had some technical difficulties, but we are here nonetheless. I just want to say Happy New Year. I guess it's been a little rough 22 days, but
Yeah.
we are here. We are blessed nonetheless. So let's get
Mhm.
right on to it. Again, I'm your girl, Dawn Michelle. This is my first time being back with you this year. So hello, everyone. For those who have been with us before and those who are new, we appreciate you being here. So today I have the pleasure of spending some time with Miss Dominique Rogers. And we're going to get right into all about you and your business. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired you to start Fresh and Fancy LLC.
Yes. So my name is Dominique Rogers. I'm originally from a small town, Thibodaux, Louisiana, which is about 45 minutes from Baton Rouge. I've been in Baton Rouge for about the past 12 years, and I love it here. I love it. The love that Baton Rouge have shown me is just unexplainable. Um, I started Fresh and Fancy. I've started Fresh and Fancy about 14 years ago. And I started it, Fresh and Fancy started from a family owned business that I had with my mom and family, where we did pretty much decorating. And I was pretty much the one in charge of the flowers. With that, I decided to step out and start my own business with Fresh and Fancy. And pretty much since then, I've just been designing. It started off from me working at my job at Whole Foods, meeting the clientele that I pretty much prayed to have. So I felt like being there, working at Whole Foods as a florist, opened up and paved the way for kind of where I'm at right now, and also networking. Fresh and Fancy pretty much was started. The name came from, I tell people, a fish book, a name of a fish company when I was in Florida design school. And the fish company was called Fresh and Fancy. And I told my instructor, that was my design instructor at the time, I was like, I'm going to name my business this. And they was just looking at me like, and so I started my business and started small, and then just started networking, and it just, I really can't explain it. The only thing I can say is that it was prayer, because I was very intentional on the clients that I wanted. I was very intentional on the business that I wanted, and we're continuing to grow. Um, a little about myself is that simple. Anybody that know me will tell you I love people. I love helping people. I love when people receive my flowers. Like, it's not so much about the aesthetic of my designs, it's the expressions that I see my customers express. And
Mhm.
that just gives me joy. Like, over the Christmas holidays, I took a break, and I've been so ready to just get back into it and just like hug my people that I haven't seen, and just the flowers, I just know that they miss the flowers, and I'm just so happy to be back. And we're coming back, and we're coming back strong, and we coming back with a lot of new things for the community.
That's awesome because flowers can just bring like joy, a simple way to create joy and to liven up any room. So that's awesome. 14 years ago. That's longevity right there. That's a
Yeah,
blessing.
yeah.
So I know you touched a little bit on like being intentional. What role does your faith play in your business and how has trusting God guided you through your challenges and your successes throughout your 14-year journey?
Um, I would have to say it was fate. It was all fate that pretty much kept me going. Because I had some challenges as my business was starting to pretty much blow up, as some people say. And one of the challenges I had was back in May of 2023, which was a big year for us. That was the year that we were able to design for Essence. That was the year that we had a lot of correspondent contracts that we were able to secure. And a lot of customers that I prayed to have, they started coming in. So in May of 2023, I started having complications from a previous injury, where I was having like numbness in my hand. I couldn't go to the restroom, like it was really bad. And
Wow.
so went to the ER, and pretty much they were doing blood work, because it was like, we just did an MRI on your back. Everything looks good. I'm like, yeah, everything should be fine. So they was thinking it was something more internal, until
Mhm.
they did another MRI, and the doctor came in and he was like, and so my mind is on events I have to do that weekend, things that my team had to do. And he's like, oh, you have two herniated discs pressing on
Mm.
your spine, and you have to have surgery. And he was like, you got to have it now. Have you eaten anything? And I was
Oh
like,
my goodness.
yeah.
Like
And so
right
I was
now?
like, yes. And
Oh,
so it
wow.
was very, like, I think out of anything in my business, I would say that was the most fate testing time for me.
Mm.
Because with me going through that and him telling me that, and then thinking about, okay, I asked him, I said, well, can I schedule a date to have this done? And he was like, no, this has to be done now or you will be paralyzed.
Wow. Oh
And
my
so,
goodness.
yeah, and so I had eaten that day, so they did the surgery the next morning, and that was a moment in my life. I feel like
Mm.
I put my complete trust in God, and I had to. I had no choice, because I was like, well, I gotta get to work, and I got this, and I got
And
that, and
God
it's
said
like,
no,
hey,
right?
you
He said
couldn't
not
do nothing.
today.
I just had to be still and sit there and go through it. But with me going through that, I feel like it changed my life forever. It changed my
Mhm.
relationship with God, and I've been through a lot in my life, but just in that moment of seeing Him walk me through the things that I went through, just pretty much trying to walk again and having a neck brace on for 2 months and still having to do it. So it was just a lot of stuff that I had to endure at that time. And I really feel like that was a moment in my life that really strengthened my faith, not only with my business, but personally.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad to see that you are doing well. Apparently, the Lord said you needed a break. So,
Yes.
sometimes we will work ourselves to the bone, and we're always worried about, as entrepreneurs, like, I got to get this done. This is my business. This is my brand. But you
Hmm.
had to, like,
Yes.
take that moment and take care of you. So I'm so glad you did.
Yes.
Um, wow. So how has your business evolved since you started? Like, what lessons have you learned along the way? Like, what is it? Because I'm sure we're going to have plenty of entrepreneurs who are thinking about getting into business,
Hmm.
listening and watching. Like, what are the lessons that you learned from 14 years ago to today?
Yes. So I would say within the past year is the most wisdom I've in from being in my, and I think it's because so many things I went through not so much personally, but I went through with the business. Things
Yeah.
that I didn't expect, because I was just, going, 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 going. And sometimes when you're going like that, you don't really have the time to sit down and reflect on some things. You're just going. You're just like, okay, this client need this, and you're not really sitting down, taking the time to think,
Yeah.
and you're praying, you're talking to God, but you're not meditating and thinking about what you're doing. And so I would say with my business this past year, I have learned a lot about partnerships. I've learned a lot about collabs. I've just basically learned that I can't work with everybody. And I've
Mm.
also learned that some customers are not my customers, because we want to serve everybody, but that's why, when the lady that was my previous mentor, I remember her saying, you have to have a certain clientele. And I was like, what does that mean? And so I had a friend that's also a business mentor to me too, and she told me the same thing. And now I see that, because not everybody is my customer.
Yeah.
And I had to go through some pain and some challenging situations in my business to learn that. But instead of me being bitter from what the challenges and experiences that I had, I took it as a token of wisdom from God, because He knows where my business is going. And I feel like just that was
Mm.
enough for me to know He's taking me higher, and He's preparing me with these obstacles to go where He wants me to go.
I hear that.
Yeah.
Now, you talked about partnership and collaboration.
Mhm.
Sometimes I feel like in not this specific industry because I'm not a florist, but like in business in general, do you find it or did you find it in the beginning? Because let's talk to the audience of folks who are trying to get started or have an idea. Um, did you find it hard in the beginning to get people to partner with you or want to collaborate with you because you were newer? Did you find it face any of
Um,
those challenges?
no, I don't think so. And I think the reason why is because they saw the gift. If they saw something that I didn't see, I
Hmm.
just knew that I can do flowers. I didn't have the confidence. And some people are able to detect when you don't have the confidence, you don't know
Hmm.
your worth. And so they'll tell you, oh, this is going to gain exposure for you, or this is going to do this. And you want that. And those
Yeah,
things do help. But you have to be careful in the process of having boundaries with that.
absolutely. Because
Hmm.
people will take advantage. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, you said that you had some things coming up. You're working on some exciting stuff. So tell us about some of your upcoming events and projects that you're working on, and you're excited about. And I heard something about 225 Fest or
Yes.
Serenity
Yes.
Blooms launch. I
So
heard some
yes,
rumbling. So tell us about
yes.
it.
So I am so excited about the 225 fest. I think the 225 fest is like one of the most important events throughout the year.
Okay.
We've
Okay.
been we've been a part of the 225 Fest since it was founded by Myra Richardson, what happens to be one of my she's like a little sister to me. We met through business, through her starting out doing like little small pop-ups, and I was interested in it, and she was like, "Okay, well, I believe in you. I'm gonna do this for you." And she did it, and since then, like she is the most genuine, loving person that has never, ever, ever made me feel any type of way since I've been in business. Like, genuinely support me. I support her. She supports me. She brings me people, I bring her people. We even the people that we connect with, we make sure that everybody that's connected to us is going to win.
It's a
And we
network.
don't gatekeep. We whatever you need to know, you can
Yeah.
call me, you can call her. We going to tell it to you. We don't
Yeah.
gatekeep. And that's why people wonder like why we're so blessed and why people love us in the city is because the love that we give, you have to give love to get it back. And
Mm-hmm.
so the 225 Fest, I'm so excited because the last 2 years it was big, but last year it was like we didn't have the capacity of just downtown Baton Rouge with a state
Oh
capitol.
wow.
I think it was like 30,000 people. I don't really remember the number, but it was a lot. And it wasn't just African American, it was
Mm-hmm.
all races coming together as one city and
Oh
just
wow.
enjoying it. 225 Fest is a free fest, it's open to
Mhm.
the public. Um,
When
it's
is this taking
something,
place?
I'm sorry.
When is it taking place?
The fest will be March 1st and 2nd. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can come, I mean, we're gonna have vendors, so many different experiences. It's just a good experience. And this year we're going to the Louisiana State Fairgrounds. That's where we'll be this year. So it's gonna be really big. I'm excited because this year I'm normally a vendor, but this year Myra gifted me my very own personal Floral Lounge. With
Oh,
that Floral Lounge, we're allowing different florists to come in because I told her I'm it's not that I'm not I say I'm not gonna say I'm tired of people just fresh and fancy, but I want to open up room for other florists to also because I can't serve everybody as we
that's
already
right. I
yeah.
try
So
to tell
I'm
people
going to
all
open
the
up.
time.
Yes,
There's enough
yes.
business to go around. You can't do every job.
That exactly. So I told her that I wanted to do that. So I'm excited about the 225 Fest. Just recently she dropped the VIP experience. If you're able to attend, I definitely suggest the VIP experience. The things that they have lined up for the VIP experience is just amazing. So I definitely suggest you either coming or if you do come, make sure you're in VIP. I have my own area where that will be the first time where I'll be introducing our tea line, Serenity. So we'll be doing that. And so, yeah, so I'm just very excited about that. Another project besides the tea line is that we're in the process of starting a nonprofit because with me doing so many flower classes, and it's like when you do the class and I'm talking to everybody, nobody listening to what I'm saying. They just have their hands on the flowers, they're designing, and it's like therapy. And then when they
Oh
leave,
yeah.
it's like, oh, I feel so much better. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is a form of self-care, but also therapy. So I started to see where it was helping a lot of people heal. People were like, oh, I gotta have my blooms in my house. I gotta have this, or it's not gonna feel right. And so flowers are nature. You know, flowers, God made flowers for us to, for us to enjoy. And so that's kind of a little bit of what the nonprofit will be.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Now, I want to know a little bit more about the Serenity. Like, how did that happen? What flavors? Like, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes. So with Serenity is something that pretty much started around COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my husband is like this herb type person, and he will always tell me about these different herbs to take and this, that, and that. And I'm like, that stuff is nasty. I am not drinking that. But then I started like mixing up my own stuff and just like going off research that we done together. And then I was like, you know what? This stuff really worked. Like I saw how it made me feel different. I saw how it helped me coming off anti depressants and different stuff for anxiety. And I'm like, oh, herbs really do heal you. And so that was the main purpose because I'm like, okay, I know that flowers can help them heal.
Mm-hmm.
And I know these herbs can also help them heal. So my goal with my tea line is to pretty much combine the two together, and you can sip your tea and have your blooms. So
Exactly. I love that. It's a great combination.
thank you.
That's awesome. Okay, so if there's somebody out there who's watching and it's like, I want to get into the floral industry, what things would you tell them? What would you do you wish you had known in the beginning? What advice would you give them? What things would you share with them?
The first thing I would tell them before you jump in, it's a business, it's a very lucrative business that brings in good money. And a lot of people want to get into it because of that. But I always tell them if you don't have the passion for it, um, do the research, take a
Mm-hmm.
class, get a mentor, get someone, even if it's not a person that, because I see people go to these classes where they're $2,000 and $3,000. And then some of them come and they like, I went to the class and I hired you to do this, but I don't even know how to do that. And so it's pretty much getting under someone and knowing with someone with the experience. So gaining the knowledge with someone that has the experience. I have a few mentors that I've been having since I started floral designs 18 years ago when I originally started from working at Rouse's Supermarkets as my first floral job. I had a mentor there. From each job I've had a person that I can say help me to learn something. So I will also say be willing to um, be teachable because sometimes we go into it, and if and I'm saying this for myself because I went into a lot of projects that I've taken on. I'm like, I know I can do that, and then I ask somebody for advice. I'm like, I don't want to do it that way, and I still do it my way, and then I end up messing up. I'm losing
Mm-hmm.
money. So being teachable, making sure that you have a support system, and also making sure that you're going into it because it's something you love. Because if you don't, you're not gonna last. It's too much work you have to put into it to build it. It's pretty, but it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of work behind the scenes. Like one of my clients, when they saw me a few weekends ago and I did a delivery, and she saw flowers in a box and she was like, oh, I thought they come in a bucket off the truck. And I'm like, no, all our flowers come from Ecuador, which is another country. They've been sitting on the truck. Sometime when they come on the truck, if I give them to y'all like that, that's another reason why we require flowers orders to be placed in advance, because when they come off the truck, they've been on the truck for days, they're dry cut, and they need water like us.
Yeah.
They hydrate. And
Yeah.
so when they come in, they're like limping to the side. They look like they dead. And so if you don't have the knowledge and experience, you're gonna be like, "Oh, they sent me dead flowers." But see, I know that's part of processing flowers. You have to get the flowers off the truck. You have to cut them. You have to have a certain color. You can't just cut them with scissors. So it's just a lot of things that you need to know instead of saying, I want to do this. I know I can do it. Make sure that you're paying, not so much paying, but making sure you're seeking out the knowledge that you need to make sure that you're building not only a successful business, but a business that has the quality of making sure that you stand by the standards of having products that last. A lot of my roses, some clients, their flowers last 2 weeks. Some people say a month. It all starts with when they come off the truck. If it come off the truck, and I've done it before, had flowers come off the truck, cut them, don't put the stuff that's required to help them live, and then I have a customer calling a few days. This is not normal for your flowers. They don't die, and it's because I knew I was rushing. I had took on too much, and I didn't process my flowers the right way. So just learning the right techniques and different things will help anyone to be successful.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
You said you started in Floral 18 years ago. Was it because your family was in business already, or like what did you always love flowers? Like what,
Mm-hmm.
where did that passion start?
It started as a little girl. My mama, when we go out to events, everybody asks her, "How did she start doing this?" And my mama has the gift too, because she's a designer too, but she was always like the decor designer. I was the one that always had a love for flowers, so they assigned me to the tables. But my mama told me as a little girl, when she was going to the grocery store to get her groceries, while she was getting her fruit and stuff, I will go stand by the floral part department and
Oh,
just be amazed at the flowers. She was like, I will be over here, and I was like, where did that girl go? And she said, you will always go to the floral department. And even now, like every grocery store I go in, no matter where I go, the first thing I want to know is where's the floral department. I just love flowers. I love flowers. They just bring me so much joy. They do.
yes. Oh,
So
that's
it
awesome.
started as a little girl and it just advanced. And when I started my career, I was in the medical field. And so my sister was like, "Oh, Rouse's Supermarket is hiring a florist. I think you need to go." And I was like, "Girl, I'm not licensed. I don't know. I'm just playing around." And Rouse's, I guess they saw something in me. They gave me the opportunity. I worked there for about 4 years. And what led me to Baton Rouge is my daughter passed away. And
Mm,
my brother was going to Southern at the time for engineering, and he was like, "Why don't you come stay out here for a little while and just chill out?" And I was like, "Okay." I say, "But Baton Rouge, I don't know. I'm not gonna stay out there too long." So I came, and I never went back. I never went
mm,
back, and just started like being there for family while grieving, and ended up landing a job at Baton Rouge General as their floral manager. And, with being overworked there, saw Whole Foods Markets was hiring and got a job there. I stayed at Whole Foods for 10 years until my injuries.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear about the passing, and it sounds like family was there. That was
Yeah.
the perfect time for you to make that move because you needed that surrounding of
Yeah.
family. So,
Yes.
wow.
Yes.
Okay. That's heavy. So you mentioned that your work is about giving love, not just recognition. How
Yes.
does the principle guide your business?
Well, that principle guides my business because a lot of my friends and business mentors always tell me, "Dom, you need to start showing your face more. You need to like get out and let people see who you are." And I think because um I was that person that wanted recognition. You know, when I was at
Mm,
Whole Foods, I always tell people God humbled me, because when I was at Whole Foods, I felt like, I was the best florist, because I had, movie people that was doing movie sets come and ask for me. I had a lot of artists that would come in that would be in town. And so my head got really big, and I was like, I'm one of the top florists in Baton Rouge, and like just really big. And
mhm.
like God really humbled me. And, with the injury that I had, like he really, really humbled me to a point to where it's not that I don't want my business to get the recognition that it deserves, but I also believe that God wants me to stay humble. I have to
Oh,
stay humble, and by me remaining humble is going to continue to touch people.
yeah.
Yeah.
That you being humble and being relatable, because that's important. Like
Yes.
if you were
Oh,
still
yes.
up here in the clouds, like I'm this big bad, you don't know my name. This is
Yes.
Dom's world.
You
Like
will
it,
not, like,
yeah.
he will find a way, no matter what it is. God will find a way to humble us and bring us back to where he wants us to be, because he's a humble God.
Mm.
God does nudges, he does things for us, and he is just so quietly, he just work it out. And
Oh
he
yeah,
does it so humble. And so, my goal is to imitate that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So how do you balance being creative and a businesswoman, a wife, mom, like all of that? How do you balance all of that?
Um, So I'll be honest with you. I just started learning how to balance this
Mm,
in the past few months. And the reason why is because I was getting burnt out.
yeah.
I was getting burnt out to where I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I had so many people telling me, like, you need to come up with a schedule. You need to like have some balance. And I'm like, I got this. I get up, I know what I gotta do, this, that, and that. And then my it's like my business was just growing so fast, and I was becoming overwhelmed to where it's like, you know what, I don't even want to do this no more, I'm done.
Mhm.
And then I went into that moment, when I took a break in December, and I haven't felt that that much anxiety and depression,
Mm,
because I knew, like, it was like God was talking to me the whole time, telling me this is what you're supposed to be doing. You're going to do it, but you have to have balance. You
mm,
can't be a yes man. You have to learn, okay, this is on my schedule. This is what I'm going to stick to unless it's an emergency. And so having a schedule has worked for me where I didn't have one at first.
mhm,
Like today, I knew that we had our meeting today, so I say, okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna cook. Today was my off day, so I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean, and then at 4:35, I'm stopping. I'm
mm,
preparing. So just learning to have some balance and also time management has helped me a lot.
mm. Absolutely. Self-care is so important because if we don't take care of us and
Yes,
our vessel, like what do we have to give? And it'll
nothing.
show up in so many different ways in our life, right? And it can affect our work, and it's important to make sure that you're taking that time. And I'm so glad that you started implementing that and started, trying to find that balance because then you will get burned out. And it sounds like you have a lot of people who find so much joy and happiness from your florals and the work that you do. So, and it sounds like you're being a blessing to so many folks. Like just the thought of you've got an opportunity at your 225 Fest, and you're giving that opportunity to other people in the industry. So you're sharing that stage with them. So you keep being a blessing and you're going to continue to get blessed, but don't forget to take care of yourself in the process.
I agree. And self-care is very important. And I
Mm,
remember I was listening to something someone was saying, and they were like, in a Black community, sometimes we want to always be on the stage. We want to
mm-hmm.
be on the stage. We want to be seen. But it's also good to own the stage. And when you own the stage, you're able to put anybody you want on that stage. But as long as
Absolutely.
you own the stage, you don't even own it. Somebody telling you what to do on that stage. So you want to own the stage. And when you're owning the stage and owning whatever you're doing, you're going to be able to open up opportunities for everyone.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
what you're doing. So
Yeah.
why is it important for you to create healing and love through your designs?
I would say I just started noticing this about a year ago, the difference in people when they receive my flowers. And I'm like, this is like not weird, but it's like people will get my flowers and they're like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Or, oh, my home feels so much better. And I'm like, okay. And then I just started paying attention to, and I'm like, why are these people just like, it's not that I don't want the support. I love the
Hmm.
support, but I'm like, God really gave me a gift to help people heal through Him. And it's like, it's kind of like mind boggling sometimes because I'm like, wow, like these people are seeking me out. They want my work and they love me. You know, they love me, they love my designs. And I'm just very grateful for that.
Absolutely. It shows. So how has it been? What's your experience been like this far working with SwagHer magazine? Because I know this is not your first encounter. So what has it been like working with SwagHer magazine?
Yeah, so I met Miss Fancy. Is her name Fancy? That's what I always know.
Yeah, it's all go. Hey, fancy. Yes. Yeah.
So actually, I met her at my first pop up. The first pop
Oh.
up I was telling you about that Myra invited me to.
Hmm.
It was like I think it was like a Black History Month or something pop up that was at the library, and she was there buying plants. And like she was just intrigued, like she was just looking around, and she was like, "I never seen anything like this. This is so pretty." And she was just saying how much she liked plants. So she purchased some plants from me, and even after she purchased, like I saw her just standing back and just looking, like she was just amazed. And she contacted me about 2 years ago for an article for something with Christmas flowers or something. Somebody had an article with another magazine,
Hmm.
but I had so much going on, I wasn't able to fully pursue it. And so actually, this magazine feature is from a year ago, from me
Okay.
slowing down, and I just sent her my inquiry from when she contacted me, I think February of last year, and
Mm.
they've been kind of waiting for me to send everything through, and I just didn't have time. So me having that time where I slowed down, caught up on things
Mhm.
like this, but to answer your question, my experience with working with SwagHer has been very professional. Um, Miss Fancy, Jermel, everyone I've communicated with, the experience have been like amazing. And also, I've been able to connect with a lot of different florists that never heard of me. I've never heard of them just from them being on her page. I'm not only
Mhm.
florists, like people from all over I've been able to connect with. I've gained followers, I've gained friends, like people, some people still inbox me, like, and so I feel like anyone that's looking, I don't look at it as an exposure thing. I feel like it's a community. It's a
Yes.
community that she has built for
Sure.
each and every one of us to tell our story and to
Mhm.
encourage other people.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
does. This is a wonderful platform for us to do that. So thank you, Fancy. We love you, girl. So as we wrap this up, any words of encouragement, advice, anything you want to leave our viewers with? Tell if let them know how to contact you. They know that they can see you at 225 Fest and teas, anything you want them to leave them with. Go ahead, the floor is yours.
Yes. So, the first and foremost thing is 225 Fest, which is March 1st and 2nd. I encourage everyone to attend. It's a free fest, so you need to be there. You just really need to be there. Anyone that has been, know that the experience that I'm going to put out is going to be like an experience. You're going to love it. And not only that, we have, once again, the VIP that just dropped. We have pre-sale tickets right now that's going for $100. You can look at the 225 website, and you can also follow them on Instagram, Facebook, at 225 Fest. You can find out more information about that. We're also, I think she's also looking for volunteers. And also with me, this week I'll be starting to accept my Valentine's Day orders. As everyone know, from ordering with me last year, I sold out. I don't take a lot of orders. I'm very limited because all of our stuff is custom. So if you want to get your Valentine's Day order in, I highly suggest ordering early for that. And you can reach me at our website at www.freshandfancyflorals.com. And let's see what else we have going on. I think that's it. Valentine's, the platforms. I think you all have that here that you can reach us on. And that's it. The only thing I would like to leave everyone with is there's so much going on right now in the world right now. Everybody has so much uncertainty about so much chaos. The only advice I can give is give love, because you just never know what people are going through. You never know when that might be your last time talking to that person, or when that person just is in a moment of like, I don't want to do this no more. So no matter what, just give love. That's
I
it.
love that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Dominique
Thank you for
Rogers.
having me.
Fancy. I'm so excited for you. You have such a wonderful story,
Thank you.
resilience, right?
Yeah.
And faith that's
Yeah.
gotten you through. So thank you so much for
Thank you
sharing
for
time
having me.
with us here. You're welcome.
All right.
And thank you all for being here, and catch us next time on What's Going On. Y'all have a great night.
Thank you. Good night.